In the heart of the forest, there was a small, secluded cottage. It was home to the doll maker, an old man with a talent for creating lifelike dolls. His dolls were so realistic that they seemed to have a life of their own. But there was something strange about the dolls. They had a habit of moving on their own, as if they had a will of their own. One day, a woman named Lily was out for a walk in the woods. She stumbled upon the doll maker's cottage and decided to explore. Inside, she found hundreds of dolls, all of them different in their own way. The doll maker himself was nowhere to be seen, so Lily decided to take a closer look. As she examined the dolls, she noticed something strange. They all seemed to be looking at her, their glassy eyes following her every move. Lily brushed it off as her imagination and decided to leave. But as she was walking out, she heard a voice calling her name. "Stay." Lily turned around and saw the doll maker standing in the doorway. He beckoned her back inside, and Lily hesitantly followed. Once inside, the doll maker showed Lily his latest creation, a doll that looked exactly like her. Lily was horrified. She tried to leave, but the doll maker wouldn't let her. He explained that he needed her to stay so he could perfect his latest creation. The longer Lily stayed, the more she realized that the doll maker's dolls weren't just lifelike, they were alive. As days turned into weeks, Lily became more and more like the dolls. She lost her voice, her movements became stiff, and her skin turned porcelain white. She was becoming a doll herself. One day, Lily woke up to find that she was no longer in the cottage. She was in a room filled with dolls, all of them staring at her with their glassy eyes. She tried to move, but she was stuck in place. That's when she saw the doll maker standing in the corner. "Welcome to the family," he said with a smile. Lily realized then that she was never going to leave. She was going to be a part of the doll maker's collection forever. She was one of them now, a living doll in the heart of the forest. It was the summer of 1995, and a group of teenagers in a small town had heard a terrifying urban legend about a deranged killer who roamed the streets at night, seeking his next victim. The legend went that the killer had been a notorious criminal who had been executed in the town's only prison years ago, but his spirit still lingered on. One night, the group of teenagers decided to investigate the legend for themselves. They went to the abandoned prison, now a decrepit and eerie building that sent chills down their spines. They were determined to prove to themselves that the legend was nothing more than a myth. As they entered the prison, they felt a strange energy in the air, like they were being watched. The darkness was suffocating, and their flashlights barely penetrated the shadows. They walked down the hallway, and the creaking floorboards beneath their feet echoed through the empty halls. Suddenly, they heard a blood-curdling scream. It was coming from the end of the hallway. They ran towards the noise, heart pounding in their chests, but they found nothing. The hallway was empty. As they continued to explore the prison, they heard more and more strange noises. Doors slamming shut, footsteps coming from empty rooms, and voices whispering in their ears. They began to feel like they were being hunted, like something was toying with them. The teenagers eventually stumbled upon the old execution chamber. It was a dark, foreboding room that reeked of death. As they entered the room, they saw a figure standing in the corner. It was the killer, his ghostly form still haunting the prison. The group tried to run, but the killer was too fast. One by one, the teenagers were picked off, their screams echoing through the halls. The legend had been true all along. and now they were paying the ultimate price for their curiosity. In the end, only one teenager made it out of the prison alive. She never forgot the terror she had experienced that night and warned everyone in the town to stay away from the abandoned prison. The legend had become all too real, and no one dared to investigate it again.